What's going on, y'all? Unhappy Wednesday.
I swear I thought things were going to get so explosive in the Diddy trial today that there'd be like tears and explosions and, you know, a call for a mistrial over the way a witness was being cross-examined, because it's a really important witness. And I can say this, bending one's own preferences or goals or attitudes to find common ground with your husband or your wife or your partner or your lover, that is generally considered to be a sign of a healthy relationship. Think we can agree on that? But in the Diddy trial, it could be proof of racketeering and maybe even sex trafficking or both. A witness that's being identified only as Jane was back on the stand today, and no doubt she was bracing for the hell, you know, that we all expected, like this vigorous cross-examination that was going to put her through the paces, probing like the thin and the blurry line between free will and coercion. Jane was part of Diddy's life and vice versa. They were lovers for 3 years, and today, I don't know, this is hard. I was kind of stunned when she said it. She said she still loved Diddy. She loved him then and still loves him today, after everything we have heard that she's been through. But she said she did not understand going in what that love would cost her. She said that she broke her own boundaries with so-called hotel nights, right? That's the other term for freak-offs that we heard with Cassie, the other girlfriend who went through it, she said. Just to be the girlfriend that Diddy wanted. She said she didn't know what it was going to take and got in too deep too fast. Confronted with her own text messages and voice messages in which she said she didn't mind those hotel nights, freak-offs, Jane said that that was to keep Diddy from feeling rejected. The defense pointed out that Jane sometimes arranged those escorts and those like Super Kinky Nights herself. To which Jane said, quote, "I knew there was an undertone, an expectation of me," end quote. And if it sounded like she was addicted to Sean Diddy Combs, it is entirely possible he may have been just as hooked on her. Because in a voicemail that jurors heard today, he called Jane, and I quote, again, these are his words, he called her the crack pipe, adding, quote, "That's my new name for you, crack pipe. Call you CP," end quote. Takes all kinds. Team Diddy also introduced texts between Jane and a woman identified only as KK. But if you've been following our coverage, that is presumably Diddy's former chief of staff, Christina Korum. Christina with a K, Korum with a K. The two talked about booking flights and arranging to carry drugs to Miami. I'll get back to that in a moment, because as I do the TikTok on what the law requires in racketeering, yeah, you know, you shouldn't be using your staff, if this is what happened, to be arranging drug deals. Jane testified that she also had a phone call with KK to coordinate that drug delivery. Again, if you're keeping score, this could be considered drug trafficking, and that is one of the predicate acts to racketeering. And the feds are now calling Christina Korum a, quote, co-conspirator, though for now she hasn't been charged. But ouch if you are her. Here's what I think is going on in the background. And again, this is me. I think she's been doing a lot of talking to the feds, trying to figure out with her attorneys, what do I do now? As in right effing now. Because if she's not getting immunity, because they said she's going to testify, she'll be charged with all the things that you're hearing the witnesses testify to. And I wouldn't want to take my chances. But speaking of drugs, Jane admitted that she chose ecstasy over cocaine and ketamine. She has an immunity deal too, Jane does. And when asked about her power to approve or reject certain sex workers, Jane said that sometimes she preferred the familiar ones to the unknown ones. Jane admitted that even now, Diddy pays her rent, a whopping $10,000 a month, and that he is still paying her legal fees, even though she stopped meeting with Diddy's lawyers. Right? Eventually she said, "I don't think I'm being honest to the truth." I think these are her words. "I'm not being honest to the truth. I'm you know, being loyal to him and not to the truth." So she stopped meeting with Diddy's lawyers, but he's still paying her legal bills. She said during their 3-year relationship, Diddy wired her $150,000 and invested $20,000 in her clothing line. Jane also admitted that she was jealous of the gifts that he was apparently buying for other women, you know, like expensive things like a Chanel bag. Diddy's lawyer asked about a bag that Jane was gifted. And here's what the lawyer asked. "What is a Bottega bag?" To which Jane fired back, "I'm sure you have one." And then the lawyer asked how much such a bag costs. And Jane snapped back, "How much does my body cost?" So, you know, whoa, that's kind of fiery stuff. Jane testified that she enjoyed taking care of Diddy, including bathing him and massaging his feet, and that she did not want to judge his desires then and now, even though she says she wants to understand them. She said at one point she researched why he liked to watch her having sex with other men, and that she concluded he may have, quote, been bi-curious, that he was unwilling to satisfy such bi-curiosity directly. I'm paraphrasing, but these are her words under oath. My guest was in the courtroom for all of this. Armin Wiggins is a journalist and an author who moved to New York just to cover this trial, so that is commitment. He breaks this all down on his YouTube show and his podcast, The Armin Wiggins Show. Armin, I have said this before, I'll say it again. I think you have a really, really great insight that a lot of people are missing in this trial, which is why I'm going to ask you back early and often. So give me a little bit of a lowdown on Jane. Like, I feel like something really changed today.
Listen, today was explosive for me just because up until this point, I didn't know how to take Jane, because I just felt like, okay, she was very emotionally charged through the prosecution testimony. But today we saw a different Jane. She was ready. She was ready for the defense. And to me, by far, she was the most poised, testimony that went against the defense in this trial. Like, to me, she showed credibility.
Okay, so here's what I want to ask you. Because when you don't have cameras in the courtroom and you're relegated to accepting these chalk drawings, it makes me crazy. Because there's so much that comes through in communication through nuance that you can't put on the printed page. And all the reporters are doing an amazing job. But it's not the same as your two eyes, because you're watching it, you're feeling it. I got the sense from reading a lot about this that Jane was this soft-spoken, very vulnerable witness and very believable, sobbing, gasping, like trying to get her breath, ugly crying on the stand, up until today, when suddenly she is mad AF and is showing a different side that maybe the jury will think, was I being played the last 3 days?
You know, I don't think that that's what that was. I think that she showed strength because the defense has had a reputation of breaking down every witness that's came up there until today. I think that she literally drove that cross today, and I think she did a great job. For me, it was one of those things that because the defense was trying to make it seem as though she had control over the freak offs and she was in on that, I think that her job today was to say, hey, listen, I'm not going to hide from the fact that I love Diddy, that I'm still in love with Diddy, that I cared about him. I did care about him. I do care about him. He still pays my bills. I don't want to be here. I care about this guy. But let's be very clear here. I know that there's an undertone to the things that he asked me. So when you guys are reading these things off a piece of paper or you guys are reading these text messages, understand that I'm looking at these from a different lens. So when he tells me be explicit or when he tells me set it up, that's not just me setting it up because I want to. It's me setting it up because, listen, I'm dating a millionaire, a billionaire, a man with a lot of power. He's arrogant. He's narcissistic. He's controlling. And at the end of the day, I'm trying to have a good time. I love this guy, but if I tell him I don't want to do something, I know that the whole day is going to be ruined. The mood is going to be ruined. And then he might threaten to break up with me, which entails he's no longer going to pay this $10,000 rent. So you know what? Our whole relationship is based on this fantasy thing that we do. So when he starts saying, talk to me, lead me, you know, I want you to show me what you got with it, that means engage. Let's talk about the freak offs. Let's talk about other men, because ultimately that's what you want to get to. Diddy had an affinity for other men and watching her have sex with other men, period. And she knew that. And the way to get close with him, to feed his ego, to give him what he wanted, and to keep the peace, she fed into it.
So, but here's the thing. There are a lot of relationships like that, right? Does it rise to the level of...
Hey, good morning, y'all. Good morning. Good morning. Hey, moderator. Thank you. Thank you for coming through. Hey, everybody. I sort of kind of feel sort of kind of not myself today, but I'm going to pull through it. Yesterday, I don't know what had happened, but anyway, they had took they took you guys totally, completely down. I don't know if it's identified with the Elon that bought X. I don't know. Hold on a second. I don't know. Is it? Let me know. Self-love, because I'm up too loud. I don't know. Is it pertaining to that with him don't ball X? I don't know. But anyway, yesterday it wiped out everything except Twitch and YouTube, and I couldn't get you guys back. And I wanted you guys over here, so that basically what happened over there. Yesterday, it seemed like every week, it seemed like something happened to happen. And if it's not every week, it's y'all, I may look at it every week, but I think so again, it'd be like every day or every other day, something is basic to happen. Either this thing that I got out here start making me feel like I got too many windows open. It freezes it up. It just they wiped out the whole X channel. So last night, as I spent some time with myself, I kept on coming back with X. So I said, you know what? Let it rest. And myself, I didn't even rest because I'm like, dang man, those basically are my heavy followers over there. I said, dang man, what could have happened? So anyway, I say I tossed and turned, and I finally um dozed off and went to sleep. And I wake up this morning. I say, well, I'm going to go ahead and set everything up, mope around here, get my coffee, take my time, so I wouldn't start bringing on how I feeling out in front of you guys. So that's what I was doing. Basically, just washing up a couple things, just doing things like that. Also, too, you guys, yesterday was some type of day. Now, we all are grown. This stuff that I was reading yesterday, sometimes I watch TV and just put my mind on another story. But yesterday, so I can maybe like think of like the movie I just watched. But yesterday, because didn't think what happened to X, I didn't, it's like that. Only thing I could have focused was on the computer. Computer didn't fight with the last story that I had on. I'm feeling not all myself, but I'm gonna pull through it. How about y'all? Y'all, the girls, the ladies that was hanging around Diddy, as we know, everybody was around there for something. Even down to Gene. Y'all, they just don't hang around them stars, just even down to the groupies. They just don't hang around them just to see what he picked me. They all beg and they all want something. They all want to be in contact to touch the man. Thank you. They all want to be in contact with the man. Do I believe them hoes, Cassie and the girls, they was in it on doing that to tricking up to getting some money with Diddy? Yes, I did. Because you remember now, this happened in 2016. I think so. All on basic came out, jumped on the bandwagon. Let's get that money, honey. Sue him. I think so that Cassie set up something. You know how Perky set up. No, I ain't gonna say nobody don't deserve to get hit. I think so that she would basically cross up is that look all the places that I go, look all the fine food that I eat. I fly in a private jet. I fly all across the world, but one thing I gotta do is just keep them pleased. And even though that I know that we get high, and it's the world, it's the Cassie, a sin on top of the world. You're on the way up there, and while you up there, you know that he get beats and everything, but still, yeah, she flew all around to every party. No, it wasn't worth the beating, and it's still not worth her reputation. She had to get a man, not a man that's not powerful like Diddy, but to bring her down a notch. Yes, I do believe that doing all the therapy and stuff, I believe so that it strengthened her to talk about it. And I also believe the reason why that she started talking about because she looked back looking back on the years that she had wasted and she ain't made nothing of her life, just with sores in her mouth and all that. But one thing you got to understand with yourself, the money that Cassidy had received, the $20 million, and for the hotel, the other 10 million, so $30 million that she had on receipt. Cassie allegedly hired here. She's not through with drugs. And her friends that did drugs with her in the past, they not finished with her. Only thing different is that they just would know what to do and what not to do. But it would come back out. If it don't be nothing but 10 years from now, it gonna come back out. Because with 2 years, I think so. She said 2 years alleged. I'm not too sure. Didn't have something pertaining to 2 years or longer. They ain't enough to recover. And wish that marijuana and all these drugs around it. But you remember that when she went to Diddy, she was doing marijuana. Didn't like drinking alcohol. That is a drug too. People get on drugs, them pills and stuff, they cannot control themselves. And when they get on alcohol, they can't control themselves. It's a disease, both of them. And on both of them, you got to be willing and able person. For someone to give it to you, for you to take it, you got to be willing and able to open up your mouth and to take it and swallow. It's all messed up. I'm getting to look at Hollywood in a different way. They all are junkies around there. And as y'all know, as we as black people, we have heard about what goes on down in Hollywood, but we really did. We always, oh, that's a white folks stuff and this, that, and that. But y'all ain't looking at what was back into the 60s and early 70s. Black folks was in that stuff there too. Now, what are y'all going to say now? Who the one, majority of the time, majority of the time with these drugs, they usually die from the drugs or just perish away. They can't get the drugs. Now, I do believe that Diddy needs, y'all, I'm just talking about Diddy fact with all Diddy fact so far what I don't heard. Diddy fact with Diddy needs, yes, I do believe he hurt his knees. Yeah, I do believe. No problem. You know, hey, I broke my ankle years ago and it'll hurt me. I do believe he hurt his knee. And also, too, I do believe that he take pain pills. Diddy fact with that knee. Anyway, that ain't got nothing to do with him. Y'all, you got to look at this now. Everybody that hung around Diddy, they wanted something, even down to the bodyguards. They all wanted something. They was all in on it. Hey, Diddy, I'm going to get behind the scene on the BET Awards, all because they deal with the man. A lot of them, this is the most exciting time to be in their life. And a moment that they don't want to forget, because they think so. For you to go to those parties dressed up, looking this way and that way, it ain't something behind it. Them be some long days and long nights at those parties that they don't never stop. So you're gonna need something to keep you going. Because if not, all of us gonna go to bed right here on the furniture. Now look, yesterday. And I seen some video yesterday. One of them that she was talking about when Diddy took Young Miami to the store, and she to the Chanel store, and Chanel store, and they closed the whole store down. Yeah, they closed the whole store down for her to shop, and I think so. She came out there with 9 bags. Anyway, okay. That's okay. Your man treating you good. Okay, there ain't nothing wrong with that. I seen the video. And when the lady, I didn't get to the part that said that she said she was jealous. Only thing part that I got did in fact with the purse. You remember I said it was a Bergen purse and it was Chanel. That's first I stopped and things just went totally kind of different. Then I didn't get to read nothing else. These stories is all over the place. Everybody taking out all different notes. Where everybody getting their notes from, and what we hear, everything now. Because some of the things I read, I haven't read them early part of the week, But anyway, about their life, let me tell you something. The black girls always want to have the life of a white woman. They don't think so. The white woman actually work. Since a little girl, they didn't know what's all behind her own thing. They didn't know that they look at her and she look at glamorous all the time. They always want to walk in the white woman shoes to wear nice jewelry, smelling good, and in the fancy car. They don't know what's behind that. If you look deep inside some of them white women, look at Liz Taylor. Look how many times she's been married. And guess what? And died. Look how many times. And so some they looking at how many times that these people actually, God, I don't know what's going on here. Looking at how many times these people have been married. How many, and then with their relationship. Look at J-Lo ass. I mean, it's disgusting. Y'all wouldn't want to be there. Y'all would bring y'all ass back across the track. You ain't putting in no time. You ain't putting in no time. You want things to be handed to you. You ain't putting no time. And the same thing did away the black women. It did in fact with the Asian women too. They won't, especially y'all. You know that the black people, we invented the rap. Y'all do remember about Curtis Blow? You remember it started like in the 70s, did like the Curtis Blow. The Mexicans, then they ain't discovered nothing. No, they didn't. We did a Curtis Blow. Then it was Heavy D and the Boys, them. That's how that stuff came and started out. And then what the white man did, take it and he run with it. And try to put, especially the Mexican people, allegedly. Here we go again, y'all. It don't go on out again. Hold up. Y'all, X don't go on out again. Hold up. Self-love, you there? X don't go on out again. Hold up 1 second. Wait a minute, let me see self-love there. Wait a minute, self-love, you there? I'm here. It don't go on out. Hold up. Let me see. What could be going on? Hold on 1 second. Let me go back here. Let me see what's going on. Let me see what I can do about this here. Hold on a second. You guys, they are playing around. Y'all give me a moment. They are playing around with this here stuff pertaining to Elon. That is his channel. It was sent to me yesterday too. Y'all, let me start this back over. Give me a moment. Wait a minute, hold up. See, they brought it back up. Y'all, they brought it back up. Okay, right now this time I have 26 here from X. I have 3 from YouTube and one from Twitch. They brought it back up. Okay, let's see what happened. They are. I had got the note saying that did in fact with Elon Musk with this here Twitch channel. I did get it, but now it's back up. Okay, you got. Let's see. I don't know what's going on. I really don't know what's going on. I don't know what's going on. Okay, hold on a second. Let me see. Okay. You read about it? Yeah, they playing with it. Y'all, give me a moment. Let me get back with you guys in a little bit. Let me see, could I go and get me something that make me feel, but no drugs. I'm gonna see, could I go and maybe get some after make me feel better. You guys, I gotta kill this and we're gonna spend some time later. Let me go and feel better. Um, they are playing games. They playing games, you guys. Y'all, let me get back with you.